Heyo everybody, this morning was a bit of an exciting one with new Pokemon news and with a new One Piece chapter, but now it's time to just chill a bit and review this Walking Dead issue. This review may be a little bit on the shorter side, and of course this is issue 155, just came out yesterday. I did my live reaction yesterday, but this one I feel like there wasn't a ton of content. Like, what was there I really liked, but looking back at it and just looking at how much content there was, how much we moved and progressed, I do feel that we progressed a lot less than we had in the last, say, 2 or 3 issues. But even with that, this one... voice crack. This one, the little bit we did progress, I feel was, I felt it was really good. I really enjoyed it personally. So, getting into it, first off, the cover. The cover looks amazing. I don't know why I really love this one so much, but I absolutely love this cover. Like, I usually stick to just the, the digital copies or whatever, but I might actually want to go one day and grab a hard copy of this one, because I really do like the cover on this one. The same with, I think it was 152, I really loved the cover for. So, the cover game has been pretty on point lately. Moving on, we start out where we left off with Eren, who had been stabbed by Beta. Beta goes to finish him off, but Michonne blocks his knives and cuts him across the face. I don't know if it actually cuts his face or if it just cuts the mask, because we didn't really see any blood trickling down. So with a sword as sharp as her katana likely is, I guess it just cut the mask somehow and didn't quite get deep enough to really slice into his face or anything. Maybe just has a tiny scratch and it didn't really bleed or anything like that. I don't know. Sorry, scratching my face. Dang, shouldn't really be doing that on camera. Sorry, so distracted. But basically, after she hits him, she cuts the hand off another Whisperer and tears the mask off him, kicks him into the walkers, which was an amazing kill, and it got the walkers' attention off her for a second. But then Beta comes in, gets the upper hand on her, and before Beta can finish her off, Dwight comes in for the save, my man Dwight. But gosh, I really love Beta, but I gotta say, the plot armor was strong. The plot armor was so strong, because Beta's the biggest dude. He's probably the first one they would have shot at since he was like right on Michonne, and yet Beta runs away and gets out of there while everybody else is getting shot. So the big giant dude, who was probably the center of attention, is the one that runs away while all the other little Whisperer goons get shot. Michonne tries to chase after him, but Dwight's like, Michonne, you've got to go get Eren to safety, which I think was really cool, because it shows that Dwight knew she was about to just go off and chase that dude, and he needed to think of something to get her out of there. And of course she told Dwight, you got to go hunt him down, and Dwight's like, of course I will. And then right afterward, they're like, are we really hunting him down? And sorry, did the video lag a bit? It just looked like it lagged a bit in the screen capture thing. Sorry, got distracted again. But of course afterward they're like, so Dwight, are we really tracking this dude down? And Dwight's like, no, we're not. Like, which again, obvious. He's like, we're in their territory. Rick told us to make sure Michonne and them are okay and get out. So we're going to follow Rick's orders, because that's the smart and the right thing to do here. So I really like how it showed, like, through the different stuff that happened, it was a sort of deeper way of showing how well Dwight is doing as a leader, and how good he is naturally as a leader, rather than doing something simple or obvious. It was good to show us through his actions in a more subtle way that he's a bit, what's the word? I guess wise. I was trying to think of a better word than wise, but wise as a leader in this situation. So Andrea back at Alexandria is still giving Rick the business about this propaganda crap, and it seems like Rick still has not learned his lesson. Like, it should be obvious that fear is not a way to rule. Using fear to try to manipulate these guys has made things worse for you so far, Rick. And in addition to that, it should be clear, both in the real world and what he's seen previously with Negan, fear is not a good way to rule people. Fear makes them resent you, and resentment leads to rebellion, which is why we had people like Dwight and a couple others that hated Negan. They were only with him because of the fear and because he had leverage over them, and they were planning to stab him in the back to rebel against him. So Rick should know that that's not a proper way to rule people, that it'll bite you in the ass in the end, and it's already coming back on him. Like, Andrea even tells him, you sound a lot like Negan right now. And I thought Rick had got it. I thought he had realized, oh shit, this is a bad idea, but apparently not, I guess. So we still got a lesson for Rick to learn here. And we cut away from them just as it appears as though Rick is about to tell Andrea about Negan's escape. Now, Negan talking to Alpha was my absolute favorite part of this issue. It was great. I love Negan so much. He's probably my second favorite character in the series behind Jesus. Negan is just so cool. Just the way he talks, the way he acts. It's so... I really hope the show can try to emulate that a little. I'm not even confident they can completely do it, because he's just such a well-written character. A well-written sort of... I guess he's just a straight villain. Even in the role he is now, he's not the main big bad right now, but he's still definitely a villain. But he's so well-written as Negan, like, as what he is. I don't want to classify him as anything, because his character is really something that's out there and pretty unique, and I think that's a huge reason that I like it, is because it is pretty damn unique. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. But that was the best part, just him and Alpha talking. Alpha punches him in the face and all that. Beta comes jumping out, totally prepared to kill Negan, because Negan lied to him, and Negan's lies almost got Beta killed. So Beta... righteous fury. He's pretty rightful in being pissed enough to kill Negan. But Negan's like, I forgot how shitty it was out here. Life kinda sucks. I'm ready to die. Go ahead and do it. So Negan is kind of prepared to die, and I thought that was really interesting to see with his character too, that like he isn't afraid of death anymore. He's ready to go ahead and accept it. Not that it was a big thing that he was scared of death before, but before he wouldn't just say, okay, just kill me. Now he's just like, it's something that some characters go through in things. I don't want to call it a death wish, but where he's like, I don't care. I'll do what I do, and if I die, I don't care about death anymore. And I think it's interesting to see Negan progress as a character and get to that point after being locked up for so long. And I like that after the time skip, it's showing that Negan still has places to go. He still has development. Rick still has lessons to learn, we've seen. So it shows that the time skip didn't mean everything is complete for some characters. Some characters still have a lot to go through. They have a lot to learn. They have a lot to experience. So, Beta's about to kill him, and Alpha essentially saves Negan. She stops Beta from killing him, which is pretty much saving him in the context of the situation. So, I guess I was wrong about Alpha potentially killing Negan. It seems like there is going to be some sort of unholy alliance there. Moving on, we cut back to Alexandria real quick for Rick to check on Siddiq at the gate, and that's all we get there. Before, I believe, then we move back to, to Michonne and Aaron on the horse going to the hilltop. And that panel that I was really confused about in the live reaction, I figured out it was to show that it seems like Aaron is bleeding and leading a trail of blood all the way to the hilltop. Now, at first I was thinking, okay, is that supposed to show us, okay, that's how the Whisperers are going to find the hilltop? But we've already seen, the Whisperers already know where the hilltop is. They already know where Alexandria is. So I'm not sure what the trail of blood is to signify here, but they were making sure in multiple panels to show that Aaron was leaving a trail of blood behind him. Not sure who's going to follow it, but somebody is. Maybe the people on the radio. Who knows? People are talking about them a lot lately. Maybe the people on the radio. I'm not sure the purpose at this point. So we get Carl and Lydia in bed. And again, like like, what the hell? They're like 13 or something, or I think Lydia's a little bit older than Carl, but whatever. Moving on. We get Maggie and Brianna real quick talking about sending Dante as a courier between communities, which seems like a system they should already have in place, given that they said it takes around a day for a person to get between them. At least a day. So I think they should have a courier system in place already. But they're planning to send that when they hear open the gate, you know. And it's Michonne. Michonne comes in with Aaron. He's not breathing. She gets him to Dr. Carson, and that's where we leave off there, not knowing whether Aaron is going to be revived or if he's dead for good or what's going on with him. Ross Marquand sweating reading the issue. But moving on past that, we end it with Dwight's group leaving the Whisperers' territory. And he's like, you know, what we did here, we attacked them on their ground. This was an act of war. We are at war with them right now. And I think it's interesting, and even Kirkman mentions it in the letter hacks, this war is going to be very different from All Out War. And it's becoming clear that what they mean by that is Dwight's group and our good guys are going to be sneaking around, hitting them from the trees and stuff, like skirmishing, guerrilla warfare type stuff, instead of just all-out assaults on people's strongholds or whatever. So that's the way it's going to kind of work. And of course the Whisperers are probably going to be doing sneak attacks from groups of walkers and stuff. We might get one big walker army siege thing, but other than that, I think it's going to be, the war is mostly going to be sort of guerrilla warfare, covert kind of stuff. And that's pretty much where we end with that. One thing I wanted to note from the letter hacks, nothing else was really of note, but one thing I wanted to note was that when Kirkman said, you know, that they probably would never be doing a walker baby bursting out of somebody's pregnant stomach and stuff, and I love the reasoning behind it, and why they said it was cheesy and unrealistic is because, like, a normal baby in a pregnant wife's stomach, the baby isn't being like gentle or anything. It's just kicking around, doing whatever it wants. So a walker baby would be pretty much the same, kicking around, doing whatever it wants. It just doesn't really have the strength to really cause any problems, and you wouldn't even know it was a walker baby until she miscarried it. So yeah, I guess I wanted to bring that up because I thought it was really cool. I had never heard the argument brought up that way, that, well, we're not going to do it because it's essentially like it has the strength of a baby even if it's a walker. So I love that that's the way they explained it. But this chapter itself, I do think it was a little bit short on content, but the content we had was really good. I really enjoyed it. Don't think we progressed as much or saw as much as the last two, but I liked what we did see, even if it was a bit less. So in the end, I think that it was overall pretty good, and I'll give it 7.5. Oh Lord, 7.5 Barbie doll crotches out of 10. Negan's the best. 7.5 out of 10, fair enough. So anyway, that's it for this week. I really do hope you all enjoyed this video. Like if you did like this video, and I guess comment down there, tell me what you thought of this month's issue, tell me what you thought of my thoughts and review on it, and of course, like I always say, kind criticism, very much welcomed because it helps me improve. Subscribe as well for the Walking Dead comics TV show and Fear the Walking Dead, One Piece, Tower of God, a bunch of stuff. Just subscribe, check out the channel if you want to. Follow on Twitter if you want to as well. Keep you updated there when I'm posting stuff, pushing stuff back, lots of stuff like that. And that's about it. So anyway, I will thank you guys one last time for watching again, and I'll see you all next time.